All right. Here we go. Here we go. And I think we live. Are we crispy, chat? Here we go. Here we go. Welcome, my friends, my family, my fellow gamers. It's your only friend in these YouTube streets, Puerto77. And yo, what's up with Barry and Persona with that 9-hour spaces? Yo, that shit was wild. That shit was straight up Jerry Springer up in there. That shit was wild. Yo, shout out to J Barry and Persona. I thought they were going to do a 24-hour marathon. That space had it all. Had, once again, Xbox University wilding out. Then it I just, shit is wild. Even, it became another, talk about cheat code space. Even his girl showed up. I'm like, yo, this is wild. Like, yo, what is going on? Shit is crazy. Yo, this shit is crazy. Yo, hit that like button. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hey, I'm glad you're out here. I'm waiting for the panel members. The panel members will show up bit by bit. But we got Craig.
Hey,
my man
thanks
Craig.
For having me.
What's going on? Hey, you had a little space this morning too.
Yeah. That thing's trash, but
just
trying to learn how to use it. Yeah.
What don't you like about it?
I don't like having to use speakerphone. So
you had to use a speakerphone.
Yeah, I have a speakerphone turned on. Either that or get a different kind of headset. My headset's not doing too hot on that.
Were you doing your spaces through the computer or through a phone?
Nah, through the phone. If I can do it I'd much rather do it through desktop.
Yeah, but you don't have like an earbuds or something?
Nah, I don't.
On your
I
phone?
just got my new phone. My new phone's so powerful it may blow up those earphones.
What kind of phone you got?
I got a Galaxy phone.
Oh, it didn't come with like wired earbuds?
Nah, it didn't even come with a charger. It came with a Wi-Fi 6 charger. So I was I had to run out and get a Wi-Fi 6 hook, dongle.
So the thing, so you say that you got a Galaxy?
Yeah.
It's a Samsung, right?
Samsung, yeah.
And it doesn't come with a wired headset.
It did not come with a wired headset.
That is some broke shit right there. That's crazy.
Let me look at the box again. Let me just make sure.
It has to come with a headset.
Let's see here.
It had to.
In the box.
Because normally it would give you the wired headset at a minimum, so that way you can hear movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, this is a white box.
So that way you don't have to listen to movies from the speaker.
Now, I may go ahead and get that then, but
oh shit!
Yeah,
get some wireless headsets.
Yeah,
that's the new wave
on it. It was a good conversation. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I guess I have to go out there and step up my game. So.
Yeah, if you're gonna do it, that's why I said using spaces through a speaker. Oh shit! Somebody put in the chat saying iPhones don't come with headphones no more either. Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, it didn't. I was madder than a hornet.
Yo,
I got the thing home. I said, how do I charge this? So the only place I could dock it to was my PlayStation.
That's because it has the wireless charger. Yeah. You're just supposed to just put it on top of the wireless.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. They were looking at me like, well, you don't have a wireless charger?
But did it come with it, or do you have to buy it separate?
No. Nah, it was all separate. So I can't complain about it.
It doesn't even come with a USB cable?
No, it came with the Wi-Fi 6 cable, but I didn't have a Wi-Fi 6 dongle to hook it up to. I had to hook it up to the PlayStation in order to charge it. So, but it holds the charge real well. That's what I like about it so far. That's my favorite thing about it.
Okay, it says right here, no Puerto Rock. Remember, it doesn't even have a spot for auxiliary cord on the phone. The new Android phones are only wireless headphones only. Oh my gosh! So it doesn't even have a port. So your phone
does have a port.
Okay,
mine does have a port. Yeah.
Okay,
I made sure of that.
This is some weird shit.
But yeah, the earbuds. I remember those came in and left, and everybody got these big old headsets, like the Beats headsets and things like that. So
because they're better fidelity, but at least on a basic level,
Yeah.
Like, oh man, this is some weird shit. Like, you know.
Yeah. So now I'll have to go ahead and either give me some skull candies or something like that, and just hook that all up. So.
You know, shout out to Donnell Brown for that super chat. Donnell, but I know for iPhone they took out the auxiliary port too, but they just replaced it. They just pretty much used the Lightning port, the USB Lightning port as the wireless thing. Because I still have it. You know, this still came in. But then again, the last phone I bought, I'm using the iPhone SE, which came out in 2020. I'll probably upgrade to the 14 when it comes out, because that's a good, like, 3 solid years.
Damn, 14, man, that's hard to believe.
Yeah, so they're on the 13 now. But I'll probably upgrade to the 14, maybe. I'm not big on like annual upgrades because I don't use the phone. I don't use everything the phone does that much to warrant, oh, I gotta get the latest model. You know, my phone is pretty much, you know, obviously photos, videos. Barely ever use it for like, you know, Netflix or stuff like that because I don't really like watching content on my phone. But I do use Spotify a lot, Twitter, Instagram, you know, things like that. And you don't need to upgrade your phone every year to use those apps. And then also I do a lot of shopping via Amazon and stuff like that. Maybe a little bit of research or using the internet, mail, you know, order food, you know, look at some apps. Like I don't need the latest phone to do the things I'm doing on it. Like,
yeah, I ordered food today. I ordered McDonald's today, and it gave me free fries.
Yeah, them apps is banging. Like my favorite is the Dunkin' Donuts app. Oh my God, I live and die by that app because before the app, you know. Because they have a Dunkin' Donuts on base, so a lot of times I go, you know, on base to get, you know, start out my morning with a bacon, egg, and cheese and an extra large coffee. But the line is so big because it's the only Dunkin' Donuts on the military base. Mm-hmm. So you're waiting there for like a good 45 minutes, whatever, right? So now with the app, I just order my food, and then when I drive there, I just pull up. I walk by that long ass line, go straight to the area where they have the food, and it's already there. Grab it and go. Oh my God, I live and die by that app. I refuse.
Yeah, well, that's what I did today. Yeah. Like when I walked into the McDonald's, because this is right up the street, I walked in and my order number that was on my phone, they already had it up, and they cooked everything fresh. And then I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I have joined the Zillennial Club. I have ordered something via an app, and I got it. So it worked. So I'm happy. I was a happy McDonald's guy, except the damn ice cream machine was broken.
So there's a question for you, Craig. Again, Donald Brown with the super chat. He asked, or he's making a statement. He's saying, "No, Craig, the new Samsung phones do not have a headphone jack in the phones anymore. That's been gone for like 2 to 3 years."
No, mine does.
Do you have a headphone jack or do you have a USB port? Because maybe, is it a USB port?
Jack.
It's an actual headphone jack.
Yeah, I made sure that I had one.
Oh, so you got an older phone then?
Huh? It's very powerful though. Yeah.
No, but you got an older phone probably.
Yeah, I got the A03 something.
A03 something.
Yeah, A03 looks like an S.
Oh, is it L3?
No, it's not an L3. I didn't see that one.
Oh.
So
no, it's a Samsung phone or it's a.
Yeah, it's a Galaxy phone.
But is it Galaxy what model? Galaxy what? 9?
This says A03s.
A03s?
Yeah, S. Yeah, I can't believe it looks like a 5 from the side. It's an S.
Man, stop lying. You got the T-Mobile Sidekick. No, I'm playing.
I just walked in there. I said, "Hey, I need a cell phone because everything is cellular now." You know, 10 years ago it wasn't. You know, and they were like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, well, what you got?" They said, "You want an iPhone or a Samsung phone?" Or a Google phone.
So they're asking. So the chat's asking A73.
No, A03s.
A03s. So what's up, that? What is that, chat? A03s. What's a A03s?
It's an awesome phone. It's so powerful that
fellas,
it's like the world's most powerful phones. But
Scorpio Emperor King. There is no PS5 Pro. Stop it. Don't.
Yeah, they're working on it. They're working on another PlayStation.
Yeah, but I said there's no PS5 Pro. You can forget about that one. Now more than ever, I'm willing to bet $60 we're not going to see a PS5 Pro. We'll see another PlayStation, aka the Slim, But that is not a Pro.
Well, is it going to be a Pro or will it be PS6? That's what everybody is just waiting on.
All right.
Yeah, they have their targets.
So now we're jumping the canyon now. You right?
Yeah.
Obviously, they're going to make a PlayStation 6. I don't know why podcasters do this, as if every year we're on like I don't know why gamers do this, as if every year gaming is on the cusp of, oh my god, are we gonna get a console next gen? Yes, we're gonna get a goddamn console next gen. Guarantee we're gonna get another PlayStation 6. Guarantee we're gonna get another X. We're gonna get it. We're probably gonna get
8K.
We're gonna get the next. We're gonna get consoles for another 3 to 4, 5 gens. Right? Cloud is nowhere near because people love dedicated devices. There's a huge market for it. People are just gonna go after that. The reason why I'm telling you the PS5 Pro is not coming is I'm gonna tell you one. I'm gonna just use the business sense. I'm gonna tell you from a business sense. It doesn't even make sense for a PS5 Pro at all from a business perspective. Number one, the current console that you have, Sony is still able to sell it to you for $500.
Yeah,
they don't have to drop. Yeah, they don't have to drop the price, right? So, what do you think they want to take advantage of? They want to take advantage of decreasing the cost of producing a PS5 so they can make much money as possible. So they want to take advantage of releasing a $500 console, but at the manufacturing cost of $400, $300, $200. If they release a PS5 Pro, they're going to go back to square zero, which is money loss, creating a console, and once again, they're selling it at a loss. They don't need to do that because no one's asking for a PS5 Pro. They even have a slide that they're selling out consoles within 90 minutes. And I'm going to show you slides on that.
So, really?
Yes, I'm going to show you slides. I guarantee, even if, let's say, if Sony did have an intention to make a PS5 Pro, that project is dead. It's dead. Because releasing a PS5 Pro will once again put them in negative return, selling a console at a loss, and there's no reason for them to do that. When the current console they have, people are willing to pay $500 within minutes. So Sony's focus is going to be produce more of these consoles and try to hold off on any price drops for as long as they can. And that's what they're going to do. PS5 Pro, that ain't happening. Yeah, I can forget about that. People want help. They could barely produce enough of this console. You think they're going to start manufacturing another unique architecture, which is going to give them problems? Hell no. They're going to focus all resources on the PS5, and they're going to keep selling it at $500 for who knows how long. Until people, So I'll show you the slides on that one so you can see. It's crazy. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I finished yesterday watching Jim Ryan's portion of the Sony Investor IR Day. So they had Investor Relation 2022. It was about a 40-minute spiel. So each of the main heads of the divisions of Sony talked to the IRs in their own individual presentation. I just saw the PlayStation one. I didn't look into the music because I didn't really care about the other segments. But after 40 minutes of watching that, well, let's just say, PlayStation, you're going to want to watch the video I drop on Thursday. I got some bad news for y'all. And I'm going to tell y'all, it's not what y'all think. It's not what y'all think. You're really not going to like Sony's direction that they're going towards. And I'm going to tell you guys now, ain't nobody talking about it. But it's blatantly obvious because he literally said it and showed pictures and live diagrams on the presentation. And for whatever reason, these PlayStation podcasters are not talking about it. It's blowing my mind. You guys are not going to like the PlayStation future. And I'm not talking about day. Hell, I wish it was day and date on PC. That's how bad it is. I'm telling you. What you know of PlayStation now is going to dramatically change. And you're going to see it. And boy, I might even talk a little bit about it today. That's how crazy it is. I might even talk about it, and I'll show you. And when you see it, you're going to be like, it is not. And I'm telling you, it's not. So a lot of people use this information about IR Day because you saw a little glimpse of it about Sony, PC, mobile. The people who formulated that narrative is primarily Xbox gamers, and they misinterpreted everything because their number one goal is to protect Xbox. So they're already biased, and they're like, how can we use this information to show, oh, see, we told you Microsoft is right. But instead of listening to Jim Ryan and just taking his information as is, in terms of the PlayStation brand, it's a totally different fucking direction. Excuse my language. And and when I read it, I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be different. So, dramatically change doesn't mean like Xbox though. Dramatically change, but let me put it this way: it's gonna be in a way. If you love PlayStation for what they're doing now, that's what's gonna change, and it's gonna be an eye opener. And it's crazy, man.
That's why a lot of them are going off. I'm like, well, if it's that bad, why don't you all go do something else? Go get laid or something like that.
But when I saw it, I'm like, good Lord, man, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
And I wish I could tell y'all that it was day and date on PC, just like Microsoft all that. It isn't that. It isn't that. Bruh. I don't know how to put it, man, but I don't know everybody else. I think Jay Bar is still in that podcast, but we're gonna move on. The show, that's still be going. So the show's gonna go on. So I got here, Craig. We're gonna start and talk the first topic, state of play. I think you touched you touched on about it a little bit this morning.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What do you think? It's June 2nd. It's 2 days from now. What is your expectations? I mean, obviously we know it's not too big, but. What are some of the things, the rumblings you're hearing? How you think it's going to play out?
I think it's going to be exactly what Sony said. I'm just to the point now where, and I'm glad there were other people there in the space because they really did balance it out. You know, there are podcasters that they don't care what Sony says. Their goal is to get clicks to, for you all to listen to them. So they're going to tell you this a bunch of BS.
Yeah.
Now the one thing that did happen later in that day after that Spaces was that there was some God of War merchandise that did go on sale. And apparently you can pre-order it right now.
What type of merch?
It was like socks and a cup, I think. It was just basic merch.
Got Kratos jock straps and shit? Like, what's going on
something
here?
like that. Yeah, but it's just a group of people online who they're like, Sony said, here's what they're going to do. It's going to be third party and PSVR. So I'm excited about the VR stuff because they said we're launching 20 plus or right at 20 games or like as far as it being part of the launch cycle. Doesn't mean that when it comes out, there's going to be 20 games for you to buy. Just over a period of maybe 3 months, 6 months, they're going to get out 20 games. But so I'm excited for exactly what they said. I'm like, yeah, because the last one I thought was good. They showed a little Forspoken. They showed a little bit of everything. They had a lot of Square Enix stuff. They showed it, the Ninja Turtles game, I think, coming. And a lot of people are excited about that. So I'm just expecting exactly what they said. Now, what would I like to see? Well, it's because it's third party stuff. We just had Star Wars Celebration. I would like to see some information on Knights of the Old Republic. That's a third party game. I would like to see an update on is it Project Eve or something like that? Whatever that game was called. I would like to see an update on that. But that and Little Devil Inside, because they showed somebody taking a dump. I'm like, that's worth it. The game where there's a pussycat. Let's see maybe we get a little more gameplay on that. If it doesn't already have its own dedicated state of play. But I think it's going to personally be exactly what Sony said. I just think, unfortunately, we've reached a point where the CEO, the CFO, the president has said, here's what we're doing, here's what we're not doing, and you have a group of people because they need clicks saying, well, I don't care what they said, they're going to do this. So it's like, all right. So, but like was explained in that space today, you can't make everybody happy. But that's part of marketing, because if they're not talking about you, then you're doing something wrong. And guess what? I can't argue with what they were saying today in that space. That was like, well, to me, they're reaching, but it's also, they made a legitimate point in that space about that's the way marketing is. I'm like, all right, well, guess what? That's why I specifically said, I don't know if you were there or not. I said that I actually didn't even think of it. I didn't even think to look at it like that. So that's why, So shout out to the people that came to that space, because they actually did. I now look at it exactly the way they were looking at it. Like, yeah, to me, these guys are straight trash, corny, slobs. But this is marketing. This is the way they're going to market. So hey, because they didn't specifically say God of War was going to be there, that means God of War might be there. And that's all the hope they need to get you to come over and click on their thing. Then when God of War isn't there, they're going to scream and yell and throw snot bubbles and, get all upset. That's just kind of where we are with it at this point.
In my opinion, that expectation is self-inflicted. I could understand if State of Play was new, but we already had like 9 of these stuff. And Sony has been upfront every single time with every single show.
Yeah.
So at a certain point, like if Sony says, hey, this is State of Play, this is what we're doing. Well, they didn't say, look at the past State of Plays. Whatever Sony said they're going to do for the State of Play, they did it. Yeah. There was no tricks. There was no, illusion. There was no whatever. They were very upfront on the content that they're going to show State of Play pretty much every time. So this is nothing new. I mean, how many State of Plays have there been? Like 8, 9?
There's been a bunch. Now, the last 3, this is my opinion, of course, this is subjective. The last 3 they have had, in my opinion, have been good. Not spectacular, but remember what the complaint was a few years ago. It was Sony needs to have some type of mechanism where they can communicate with the fans in short bursts. Well, the people who were saying that was legitimate, and Sony worked on something. They call it the State of Play. So that's it. What's different about this, and I didn't know this, was that technically they have moved it to being part of the Summer Games Fest. So now technically it's been co-opted into that. So we'll have to kind of wait and see. But but I think I agree with you. It's self-inflicted. But if you may have a job or a career outside of YouTube, and you're just doing it to have fun and talk some trash and have a good time. Talk your shit, whatever. There's a group of people who are online, and that's how they keep the roof and lights on. So they keep telling you guys that it's dry. It's not dry. Sony has put a game out they put out a new game every month except for May. Whether it was MLB The Show, whether it was Forbidden West, whether it was Gran Turismo, they had Sifu launch. They had Lost Legacy, the Legacy of Thieves collection, if you wanted that. So they've always had so it's not dry. That's what I thought they meant. What these guys mean by dry, they mean the information is dry. And if they have podcasts that are dedicated to information. And so to them it is dry because Sony don't give them nothing. Yeah, like that one influencer said, Sony don't give me free stuff, so they're dead to me. No. Said the influencer. So I agree with you. It's self-inflicted because everything they've said is exactly what they've done. Totally transparent. So what else can they do? But like the gentleman said today, and he's 100% correct, no matter what they do, somebody's going to be unhappy and complain. And he's right. He's right. So it's kind of like it is what it is.
So I definitely would imagine people, how would you say, because with PlayStation being so upfront with the State of Play, it's almost boring. And what I mean by boring is you can't do much with it from a perspective of podcasting and whatever, because it doesn't bring that excitement that draws people into your channel, to your platform or whatever. So I think you hit it. I think you hit a good point where they're gonna, despite what Sony says, they're gonna create this fake hype, right? And if Sony doesn't meet that expectation you created, even though it's on you, you did it to yourself. Then you could have this fake outrage and look like you're the winner. You look like you're championing the gamer. Fuck you, Sony. You didn't have Bloodborne. Even though these guys been asking for Bloodborne remake for like 9 years or whatever. I'm exaggerating the years, but like you did that to yourself. Like, so you're creating this fake standard that you created on your own, all these fake standards. Sony obviously is not meeting that standard because they already told you what they're going to do. But then you're going to be like, screw that. And then if anybody tries to tell them, bro, you did this to yourself. Nah, you need to demand better. Why are you cooking for Sony? And I'm like, bro, like, like what the fuck is you talking about? Like,
because you built you're right. You build an audience based on everybody that says there's something about God of War are big God of War fans. I don't know if anybody has noticed that. So they're the ones who are demanding that they get information about God of War. I mean, they're just, it's to a point where, but to me, state of play is like you go to the store, Porter Rock, and you go buy a hammer. The hammer is designed to do exactly what it's supposed to do. It's not a screwdriver. It's not a wrench. It can't do those things. So they want state of play, which is a hammer, to be a screwdriver or a wrench. Because again, they have built their, if you want to call it podcasting, based on a certain segment of gamer coming to watch them. And if they can't provide with that information that gamer wants, as you said, here comes the fake outrage. It's not my fault. I take it back to the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show years ago. After the first Avengers movie, ABC announces Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Well, all these YouTube channels popped up saying you're going to see Iron Man and Thor. You're going to see all of them on this TV show. Then within 10 minutes of the show started, like, that's not what this is about. And those guys came back out the next week and blamed Disney and ABC for not putting those people on there. So that's not our fault. This is what we wanted. And, we know this is what you wanted. So they create fake hype, like fake 4K and fake HDR. Then the event happens. It's exactly like they said it was going to be. And now it's like, well, this is not my fault, blah, blah, blah. This. So I agree with you 100%. Yeah, they're victims of their own bullshit.
Yeah, so, I mean, we already seen the ammo. When Sony announced, when they had a State of Decay dedicated to Horizon Zero Dawn, they said it.
Yeah.
It wasn't a secret. It wasn't, the State of Decay is going to be indies. And then when we watched it, psych! It's a showcase for Horizon Zero Dawn. They didn't do that. They literally told you up front, it's going to see Horizon Zero Dawn. They did it with Deathloop. Hey, State of Decay. Yeah, the next State of Decay. Oh, shit. The next State of Play, it's going to have Deathloop. They did it with Hogwarts Legacy. Hey, we're going to talk about Hogwarts Legacy. They did it with Ghostwire Tokyo. So, what makes you think they're going to trick you and surprise you with God of War? If God of War was going to be in this State of Play, they're just going to tell you. Sony's like, they have no reason to surprise you. If the State of Play was dedicated to God of War, they would literally be upfront. Hey, the next State of Play is going to be a showcase for God of War, and we're going to talk about God of War. They're going to be telling you. So if you're wondering if they're going to show God of War, they're not. Because if they were, they're just going to straight up tell you. They're just going to beast it. They're just going to be like, yo, we're showing you God of War. And that's it. End the conversation. So the State of Play that has God of War is the one they tell you has God of War. And that's how they've been with them. They did it with all their games. They literally tell you which major game is going to be like the guest game or the main game of the show. And they literally tell you up front before the show starts. Like, and that's normal for them. So I don't see how the people thinking, well, it could be a surprise. Have they done surprises? They didn't do a Deathloop surprise. They didn't do a Ghostwire Tokyo surprise. They didn't do a Horizon surprise. They didn't do a Hogwarts surprise. They were all up front and just,
Listen, P-Rock. Here
we go, J Bar.
Listen, man.
First off, remember, right now, have you rehydrated? Did you eat some good food? Because you put in a long road march.
Yeah.
Right?
P-Rock, you just gotta pray for me, brother. You just gotta pray for me.
You did a long road march. You know what I'm saying?
I need it right now.
Well, that space was wild. I'm like, oh shit. I came home from work and that shit was still on. I'm like, hey yo.
Yo, we had a topic. It went left. Let's pray for me, P-Rock. Pray for me.
So what's up, brother? Man, what you got on your State of Play?
I agree with everybody's sentiments as far as if God of War is going to be there or not. You know what I mean?
It's not.
I'm leaning towards it's not going to be there, but it's like PlayStation is very direct in how they word their announcement when it comes to these State of Plays. Like, I remember the last one that they had, or not the last one, it was the one before, and it was like, okay, Horizon will not be here and no VR talk. You know what I mean? Like they after they said everything as far as what the state of play would state, they also had in parentheses like this will not be here. It feels like, in my opinion, I know people's gonna say, "No, borrow your wallet," but they left it open for interpretation, because normally they would just shut that shit down. Like, no, it's not gonna be here. Even regardless, they explain what the space is. I'm not a space. Pray for me, P-Rap. Pray for me.
Pray. I got you, bro. I got you, man. You know, get the vitamins. Get the vitamins. Somebody get the IV.
Get the IVs.
Even though
they saline.
Yeah, facts. Yo. Even though they stated like, okay, guys, this is what the state of play is going to be about, they still didn't go in and give that. Don't expect God of War, because everybody know once they saw that state of play, they're like, yo, God of War, until they read the article. But there's a lot of people that's not going to read the article, but they're going to look at that state of play. You know what I mean? So I feel like PlayStation, if it's not going to be there, just come out and outright say it's not going to be there. But you know what I mean? We don't know. I'm leaning towards it's not going to be there, but like I said, they left it open for interpretation with it, in my opinion.
I'm just saying, Shahida. So Yoshida did say. And shout out to Sergeant, because he copy and pasted into the chat. He says, read carefully. We'll have something exciting reviews from our third-party partners, plus a sneak peek at several games in development for PlayStation VR 2.
Yep.
So I don't know, man. In my opinion...
to me, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, in my opinion, they're going to do what they did with Deathloop, Hogwarts, Horizon Zero Dawn, Forbidden West, Ghostwire Tokyo. When it's time to show God of War at a state of play, they're just going to tell you. Hey, and I wouldn't be surprised if they had a state of play like 4 weeks, a month from now, like after this one. Because that's the thing about state of play. It's not like there's a set schedule. They can do one at any point, at any time, and just bring it out. Like, we could have this state of play in June, right? And they could come out in July. Hey, another state of play, and we're focusing on God of War. And that's it. There you go. Mm-hmm. They just straight up told you, So it's not like, they can't do another state of play a month later, specifically for God of War, because state of play is not that big, super spectacle thing, right? That's the one thing that's good about state of play. It could come at any time, and they could do. In fact, didn't they do like last year? There was like 2 or 3 state of plays that were like, holy shit, another one and another one.
Yeah, they did the Japanese focus one. Yeah. They did the indie one.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, typically. They would outline like, yo, guys, I know you're waiting for this, but this ain't gonna be here.
J Bard, man, listen, you right now you're low on vitamin K. your vitamin D supplements is low because you haven't been out in the sun, because you were in the dark caves of that podcast.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, you're not gonna get God of War, man.
I'm blaming you. I'm blaming you, P-Rock.
It's not there.
I'm blaming you because typically P-Rock, that's my brother. P-Rock would let me know that your Barry, get the fuck up out of there. Close that shit down. Shut it down.
I didn't come in there because especially at university and he out there cursing everybody out. I'm like, oh hell nah, I'm not getting up in this.
I blame P-Rock, man, because
I believe it alone.
He saw his brother was down, and he didn't let me
know. And then you turned it into another cheat code space. I'm like, oh my god, another space about cheat code. God damn it!
This thing crazy, bro.
That shit is crazy. People say you wrong about PS Pro. You don't know what Sony gonna do. I know. I'm the only one who knows. There's no PS5 Pro for you. All right, no pro for you. No pro for you, Chris Sam. No pro for you. No pro for you.
They can't be talking about no pro right now. I'm not saying that it won't come, but not right now.
Bro, we can't even We can't even get the PS5.
Yeah.
And we talking pro?
Yeah, that's crazy talk.
Yo, people want that pro. And fuck. Hey, excuse my language. Hey, who said that? Shut up. Hey, yo, Chris, do you even got a PS5? And you hyping Chris M? You even got a PS5 and you hyping the Pro? Hey, shit, we still haven't seen full RDNA 2.0 yet. Hell, we just got VRR.
Yeah, they just turned on the VRR. It's not even a month old, right?
Oh, shout out to Gamer Persona. He's another one that's deficient on his nutrients. Get your steak dinner, get your iron up. You're a little bit anemic. Because that 9-hour Spaces was off the hook, brother, man. Oh, shit, man.
That's you can watch the 10 Commandments in that time.
And your Persona, if you could come through, because I would like to ask you this question, too, because we're going to go into the next topic.
Hey, yo, Craig said, he saw that time, he said, yo, listen, man, I know this about to be some drama shit in here.
Yeah, I started playing Ghost of Tsushima. I was like, all right, let me go ahead and start on this Ghost of Tsushima again.
So the next topic I definitely, hopefully Persona, because I definitely want the What's Up PlayStation duo, the dynamic duo, to be up in here. Because this, I think if there's anybody I could that we could talk about this specific topic, is definitely used to could have tremendous input, right? So apparently, because the new PlayStation Plus, the revamped PlayStation Plus already rolled out in Asia, Hong Kong, all that. It's being reported that the PS Plus PS1 games run at 1440p, the PS1 version, and the PS2 only at 720p, and the performance is not that impressive. Analysis was done. I don't know if it's fake analysis, whatever, but apparently that's what's being reported out of Asia. Now, of course, we have to be careful with the cloud and all that stuff, but let's assume no cloud chasing. Let's assume it's legit. Let's say there is a concern with how Sony is running their emulation to get these PS1 and PS2 games to run on the PS5 console. So yeah. I'm gonna start. Let me start out with Craig, right? Because I think if I get with Jay Barry, that's like the nuclear option, right? And
oh no, I'm gonna be calm. I think Craig gonna be more nuclear than me with this. So? Yeah, I feel like
Craig's kind of crazy. So he's like the Joker. He's like,
Craig probably actually watched the Digital Foundry. I didn't watch the total Digital Foundry video. I just kind of got the synopsis from what people were saying on Twitter. Right. But the problem is that what a lot of these old school games is, they're using the PAL version of the game. Okay. So the PAL version doesn't run like at 60 hertz or anything. It runs at 50. Mm-hmm. So it's a much slower version of the game. But I guess they use the PAL version because of the whole it's not just tied as far as one region, as far as when it comes to languages. Like it's multiple languages that the PAL version uses on it.
So they're using the PAL version of the game for all regions, Asia, Europe, and US.
So far, with the US, we don't know yet with the US. But I'm not going to put it past them because I know when it came to that classic PlayStation little mini device, there was like PAL version of some of the games there.
So the PS1. So you bought the PS1 bullshit. That little.
Yeah. I bought one a long time ago, but I finally opened it up.
Man, you a pony like a motherfucker.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, PS1 is a great looking console. I was like, let me just put that in the background.
I know people like me. Yo, Porter, you getting that? I'm like, what? Who?
Yeah, I was disappointed, but
I was like, I lost my hearing. Two deployments. I can't hear you, dog. Like what? I'm sorry, VA claim. Can't hear you. Sorry.
It went on set.
I didn't buy it.
But the thing is.
So wait, hold on, real quick. So that thing has PAL versions, like the one you got. They have PAL versions of games in that.
Yeah, some of the games is a PAL version. Yeah,
really?
Yeah, I think like Tekken 2 is the.
How did that look like on your TV?
Well, I didn't play on my TV. I use on the monitor, so it doesn't look that bad.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But the thing is, like, some of these games are being upscaled, but it's still like that PAL version of the game. It's still running that 50 hertz. So it's not like it's going to be super, super choppy, but it's going to be running slower. And I think they did like an update for those games to like make the game run faster, but it looks like it's artifacting more. So they got to just patch it up and clean it up, to be honest with you. But yeah, from what I'm hearing, it's not really good on PlayStation side. They got to do a better job when it comes to the emulation or, this preservation of these older games. Hopefully in the US, these things get, it get kinked out. Because if that happens in the US, it's a wrap. It's over. So hopefully they clean it up.
Okay. Oh man, that's a hey. So, Craig, so what do you think about this? Potentially PS1 and PS2 games not running so well. Maybe we did need 52 CUs.
Well, I don't know what people expected. Yeah, to me, I don't know what they expected. I mean, that is a lifetime ago. I mean, literally, your people's lives have been. I mean, it's a lifetime ago when those games came out.
Yeah, but to have it run not so well on the PS5.
I don't know what people were expecting. I personally don't know. I mean, when I bought a PS5, I got my hands on one. I didn't get it to play PS1 or PS2 games. But that's just me. I mean, call me old school. So for the
sake of context, yes, I'm not really going to be playing these PS1, PS2 games because in my opinion, those games have amazing memories.
Yes.
But I know they're nostalgic. I know
exactly.
that if I play those games today, I'm going to be like, what the fuck is this? So I'm going to leave them alone. Yeah. But for the gamers that are interested, and hey, like it or not, Sony is providing the service. And they are charging for this service, right? So gamers are paying with their money. So Sony's delivering potentially, obviously, you know, we have to wait to see how it comes out, but potentially Sony's providing this service and gamers are, let's say, paying for this premium tier. And what they're getting is a subpar product. Like what's going on here? Like, what do you think about that? Like, do you think Sony messed up? And this is assuming, we're gonna have to get some hands on and see what's up happening, what's going on. But do you think this is a misstep on Sony? Like Sony, like kind of like, you know?
I mean, again, I remember Jim Ryan years ago. He kind of left a snide comment saying, I mean, who wants to go back and play those games anyway? I mean, it was something, I'm paraphrasing, but he said something like that. Now, I personally, I understand to wax nostalgia. It's like you go past a bar, you know, and like you had a great time at that bar that a lifetime ago you were going into that bar and having a few drinks and maybe you were doing karaoke or something like that. But that's over with now. Time moves on. As far as them preserving old games, I think they'll have something else come along. I do think it'll get better, but because I agree with Jay Barr, if it releases like that in the United States and people are paying for it, they're not going to be happy. That tier, I guess it has those type of games in it. You may see some people say, I'm not going to be in there until this gets better. So my question would be, okay, this is the beginning. Where is this going to be in 16 to 18 months from now? I'm willing to at least let it go to that point, but I'm not going to pay for that tier until it gets to a certain point. So 720p isn't horrible. When those games came out in what? I mean, those games were being played on analog TVs. I just don't know.
So
what
you're saying is wait for E3.
Yeah, wait. You're just gonna have to wait for it. I guess I don't know what if they were expecting to put it into the PS5 and the PS5 was just gonna say, like, oh, this is a PS1 game and it's gonna do this, and this. That may be what it ends up being in the end. But that thing's not ready for that right now. Sony is better off. Yeah, well, yeah, Sony's better off to put those games on PC through a launcher. I know they're working on a launcher. So
are they working on launchers? Is that fact?
Yeah, that's
why would they make a launcher? Like that's gonna be terrible.
We'll have to wait and see. You could be right. It could be trash. But I would just put all that stuff back on a launcher, or just as of right now. My personal opinion is, if you want to play PS3 games, try to get your hands on the PS3. If you want to play PS2 games, didn't the PS3 play some PS2 games or something like that? Or was
the original Fab played 2 and 1, all of them.
Go play 2 and 1. Okay, yeah. Well, try to. I mean, I know it's going to be expensive, but try to go ahead and get your hands on that for now. If not, you're going to have to. Or wait until they can catch things up. I mean, I don't know what people expected though. Like I just don't. Realistically, I don't. If NASA goes back to the moon, they're not going to use the same stuff they went back in the 60s. They're going to use new technology. So I don't get that. But shout out to everybody who wants that stuff. It's just, you're just going to have to wait a little bit. That's all. I'm not going to go nuclear on it because I'm not even going to be in that tier that's providing that. It's like, was that like the third tier? So I'm just going to be in the second tier. So I should be getting charged for that in the next 7 to 10 days. So I want my shit. I want it. I want to be able to download the older, some PS4 games. But no.
Well, some of those games you'll probably be able to buy directly if they're native to the console. If they're not being streamed only, you probably could just buy whatever individual title. Because I'm pretty sure they're gonna sell it too. I don't think they're gonna just lock it behind PS Plus tier. That wouldn't make sense. Because there's a lot of PlayStation gamers that just want to buy the game and not do something.
So I'm interested in it, but it's interesting. I know emulation. People are like, well, it's much better on this, and this. And you all just have to wait. It's patience is a virtue.
Shout out to Jason Hannigan. He said. And Super Chase says, man, I didn't buy PS5 to play all this old stuff. The majority didn't. I'm going to say this. I mean, I've been exposed to backwards compatibility going back to the Sega Genesis. The Genesis had this attachment that you connected to your Genesis, and you're able to play Master System games.
Yeah,
you know,
it's true.
So that was actually my first exposure to.
I did that for sure too.
Yeah, you know, I had that, and then because it sounded great, but in the end, I kept playing more Genesis games than Master System games. I just whatever. The PlayStation 2 was backwards compatible. The 3 was backwards compatible to almost everything that PlayStation released. I just, you know, especially maybe like within the first year, you kind of get stuck. But once the generation gets going and they just start pumping out games, you don't even have enough time to play the games. There's still game like there's generations when we finally cross over to the next gen that there's games I never got a chance to play, and I just like that's it. You know?
The only thing I like about what PlayStation is doing when it comes to the old school games that they adding the trophies. Like there's a lot of games.
That's a game changer for a lot of people.
Yeah, there's a lot of games. I know I can just run through and I get that platinum real quick. You know what I mean? Because I just know that game even enough.
So Persona here.
Is it all games?
Yeah,
or select games?
No. So I think one of the games that they added trophy was the first Siphon filter, which is PS1.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah,
so
that's cool.
So I'm assuming they're gonna
Ape Escape as well. Ape Escape, okay. Wild Arms, pretty much all of them that's up there got trophies.
So my man Persona.
Yo, what's up, man?
What you think about this? What you think about Sony charging some shit and it's dog shit? Or am I being too hard? Am I being too hard?
I think when it comes to what's going on in Asia, I said this like a week or so ago on my show that I'm glad that this is happening now. They
beta test Hong Kong is beta tested.
It sounds really messed up, but I am glad that America is not really the guinea pig for this new service.
Yo, I can't hate on you, bro. I can't hate on you. You're like Hong Kong is beta testing.
I mean, it gives them time, right? It gives them time to really test shit out and see what works, what doesn't work. So I'm glad in that regard. But I do think in terms of like the PAL versions, I mean, I'm curious if you're playing a downloaded game, regardless if it's a PAL version or not, will the VRR option kind of compensate for that? You get what I mean?
Yeah.
If the VRR setting will compensate for that, that'll be interesting.
Now we sounding like the Xbox dudes.
It's crazy. But
God damn it, Sony! Now don't worry, VR will fix it. we need VR on PS1 games.
Unlock their frame rates and had
crazy.
Dude, this is wild. Yo,
but on a serious note, I do think this definitely needs to be fixed. And I do think they are working on it because the fact that they put a patch out maybe a week or so, 2 weeks after the servers drop and they saw the issues and are putting the patches out, I just think they need to find a common denominator of, all right, this is what we need to do to kind of just make this work across the board. So I think it's more so a thing of trial and error, just like how it was with the games, the subscription. If you were trying to upgrade, it was charging you more. Then they fixed that the next day. I think they're still working out the kinks. So I do hope by the time this does come to America, some of this stuff is ironed out. But I think if it's not, it'll definitely be a little bit of hell to pay. It's definitely going to be a bit of an L for a little bit. But I think at the end of the day, the trophies for these games is what like Barry said. I agree. It's the trophies for me.
All right. Shout out to JFK TV. JFK with the super chat said, the fact that fan-made emulators work better than Sony developed emulation is a testament of how much this PS Now merger into Plus was an afterthought. So I like I like JFK, shout out, great comment. So do you think that this adoption of even though we know Sony has done it before, but then they went away from it, and then at a certain point they really didn't care about. I mean, even Jim Ryan said himself, who really buys PlayStation for old games, right? He did say that at one point. But do you think because of what Microsoft did with Game Pass, expanding their, backwards compatibility library, that Sony finally gave in and adopted it, but they were late in the development process of PS5? You know what I mean? Like, this wasn't part from the get-go when they first thought of, hey, let's build the PS5 and let's make it be able to be backwards compatible with the 1 and 2 and blah, blah, blah. You think somewhere mid-cycle they finally say, you know what? Let's start this project, and this is the after effect. We'll start with Jay Bar. You think this is something that if it's launched poor in a poor condition, of course they're gonna fix it, right? I always said technology can always be fixed and updated and whatever, right? But do you think it's because they just adopted this backwards compatibility strategy like midway into the PS5 thought process?
No, I don't think. I think this is something that they was working on for a long time because there was patents out there as far as when it comes to the trophies and all that stuff there. So I don't think this was like an afterthought or this was like a last minute thing. This is something that was well thought out and planned. It's just the specific versions of these games they're choosing because maybe they're going for like resolution more than like the frame rate,
okay,
or anything like that. I know PAL versions of the games, like the resolution is much higher than the typical like what's it called, NTSC version that we usually play.
Really?
Yeah. So
I
said,
said, because European TVs had higher. Yeah, they had a higher resolution count. I know what you mean.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like this is
they had SCART, because they had that. Because I don't know.
The PAL versions are also multi-language as well, so they could work in more regions.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Right on, because it includes English. And
yes.
Yeah, okay. So
yeah, I don't think it's an afterthought at all. It's just okay. This is our first time doing this for a long time, especially when it comes to like PlayStation 5. Just work out the kinks or whatnot. You know what I mean? That's all it really is. Like they haven't really done backwards compatibility for a whole generation. PS4 wasn't backwards compatibility. That was a contingency plan for backwards compatibility. The last backwards compatible console they had was PS3. So. Okay. I just feel like they're just working out the kinks, but this is nothing like last minute, in my opinion.
Okay. So Persona, you know what I'm saying? I know, Bar your boy, but I know you're about to call out his bullshit. I'm gonna start some trouble. You know he wrong. You know Sony did this last minute. Xbox. You know Phil Spencer putting that heat on Jim Ryan. He putting on that heat. Now, what's up? I'm playing.
I'm gonna be honest. I actually think this was not necessarily an afterthought, but I think Sony and PlayStation's focus has been new gen experiences and next gen experiences, and trying to lock down the right acquisitions and things like that. That's why PS Now kind of. As cool as it is, PS Now, I think it is a great service. I think that's also why it kind of wasn't really, propped up the proper way it should have been. And I think this is PlayStation really just saying, you know what, let's reconsolidate this and really let's clean this up and really do what we do. But I think the thought of doing, PS1 to PS1, PS2, and PSP games, I think that was always the thought, because going back to Road to PlayStation 5 back in May of 2020 with Mark Cerny, he was speaking on the graphics engine and whatnot, and there was that large space that was empty.
That was space, because they went to PS4, and then everybody's like, yo, what's the point of this empty space?
That was for the other generations. Yeah. So I think with them, they are, I think they're making the right moves to kind of be in the right position, because now we see the new preservation team that they're starting up and building that up. So if that comes to be something pretty good, you've got a team kind of dedicated to, cleaning up the PlayStation's games, but also being able to partner with other development teams and publishers outside of PlayStation to make sure that their games that are going into the service are at the best quality that they can be. Right. And like I said, I think it's still PlayStation also trying to make sure that they get shit right. These games are fucking 5, 10, 15, some maybe 20 years old. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, these games are older than some people gaming right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I think with PlayStation, I think it's the fact that, they are working to get this stuff into there. Right. And then on top of that, having the trophies and all that stuff, I'm willing to give them a chance.
All right.
And see how things turn out.
Now, I will say this. I feel by the end of the gen, PlayStation will have the bigger backwards compatibility library than Xbox. Because I think Xbox stopped, right? They haven't added.
Stopped. They're not doing it anymore.
They're not doing no more. But I think PlayStation, they're going to try to get. I think their shit's going to be overwhelmingly huge on how many backwards compatibility titles that they have on their console. I think.
I think it is too.
I think the library. I think they're going to try to get as much as the PS1, PS2, and PS3 library as possible. And it's going to be like thousands. It's going to be insane, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just think it's a matter of cleaning that stuff up.
Shout out to Jason Hennigan. He says, now I can say I'm going to check out Siphon Filter. I really want Omega Strain, but F all this old shit. He's like, I'm done with the old shit. But them trophies, them trophies out there. And I think Ruham is up in here. Shout out to the Ruham. I saw you earlier, man. Thank you for, channel member. Shout out to him and stuff like that. Craig.
Yeah.
How about you? You think Sony, got caught with their pants down? You think this was a reaction?
No,
or do you think it's turtle?
I agree with what Persona said. It's a beginning. Again, you can either wait for it to get to a certain point before you opt in. But I do believe they'll get it cleaned up. But again, I'm not in that tier, so I'm not even going to really be paying attention to it. I love playing the original Siphon filters and SOCOM, but like you were saying, P-Rock, back then it was great. The SOCOM game, you put on a headset and you could actually speak into the headset and tell your team to breach and clear or do something different, and they would do it. So it was kind of a state of the art thing. But that was such a long time ago. it was a long time ago. But so I think they'll get it right. But this is going to take time. Your choice is either to opt in now and wait for it to get better, or wait for them to get to a certain point where you think, I think it's affordable now. So I wouldn't do it right now. That's just my opinion. But it's every man got his own island he got to live on. That's perfectly fine.
All right. So I'm gonna move on to the next PlayStation topic. Hit the like button if you joined. I got two.
I gotta pop off. I gotta jump off before you get to the next topic. Shout out to the panel here and shout out to the chat. Hit that like button. Okay. Yeah, I'm working early in the morning.
All right, brother, man.
Shout out to everybody here and have a good evening, everybody. Take it easy.
Hi, Craig. Later, man.
So I got the duo, the dynamic duo of the PlayStation podcast. So I got two more topics. The first one's PlayStation centric, right? And the next one, we're gonna talk about how car developers are dog shit. So because of we're gonna talk about playground games. I'm gonna talk shit. I'm gonna talk shit on every car developer. Even Polyphony Digital. They garbage, so they can't do nothing but car games, bro. This proves it. I'm gonna talk my shit. I'm gonna be in my bag after this one, bro. Like these car developers are like football players that play in Canada. They can't play in the NFL.
you messy.
But first, the topic I want to talk about right now is recently Sony had their investors relation day. I'm gonna go make a video into detail about it, but I want to talk in general based on the community feedback and what I've been seeing. And I will say primarily the conversation has been using the information in relation to Xbox, because that's what everybody's been doing. See, Xbox was right. So I'm gonna ask from your guys what do you guys know of what Jim Ryan's been talking about in terms of, well, first let me lay out the image. So everybody sees the image on the screen, right? Jim Ryan talked about the 3 strategies of the road to making more money, pretty much. Number 1 was thriving core business. Number 2 was powerful new growth vectors. Number 3, transformative Sony Group collaboration. So number 1, I'll go into detail, but it's primarily what the console has done, primarily the PS4, and how the PS5 just exponentially is more successful out the starting gate than PS4. That's pretty much what he's talking about, and they want to continue that momentum. I'm going to drop to number 3. Number 3 is nothing more than collaboration. The movies, Crunchyroll, merch, things like that. So they're looking into expanding these Sony's IPs beyond gaming, with collaboration for movies, shows, merch, and then looking into anime. So that's really what number 3 is about. Number 2 is the interesting one. So I'm going to zoom into that one, which is powerful new vectors for growth, right? Obviously, they're talking about IPs, but I want to zoom into this image, which is the audience. So let me readjust this image, because that's where we're going to be focusing on, right here, that one. This is it, the audience. Okay. So right now I'm going to try to get a pulse of what, PlayStation Nation is saying, and who better than What's Up PlayStation every Saturday at 11 a.m. If you ain't watching their show, it's because you really don't like PlayStation. That's just my opinion. I said what I said. If you don't watch their show, then you really not into PlayStation. You're lying. You're frauding. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what type of gamer you are, but, real PlayStation gamers watch the What's Up PlayStation podcast, the best PlayStation podcast, Saturdays, 11 a.m. Hey, you like that plug, right? I got you guys.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
Fan, I got this. So let me zoom this in. All right, so there we go. Okay, so either one of you, because you got that dynamic flow. So far from what you've been hearing, with Jim Ryan talking about PC, mobile, beyond consoles, what have you guys been hearing on his strategy? What have you heard from podcasts, shit talkers, trash talkers, fanboys, gamers who only watch gaming on Twitch? Let me know, because those are gamers. Don't start no shit. Hey, be inclusive. All right, this is a very inclusive podcast. All right,
everybody's welcome.
Absolutely.
Everybody's welcome. Even if you don't play games, you are a gamer.
You are a gamer, hardcore gamer.
The hardest of the hard. Yo, when you watch somebody play games for hours, you put it in that work. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
My hands
You know what I'm saying? The eyelids are cramping. You know what I'm saying? But what have you guys been hearing? Let's see this dynamic magic of what.
Listen, man, I've been telling people for the longest that PlayStation go multi-platform. You know what I mean? There's countless videos that I have up where I'm letting people know.
You privatize them? Them shits went private.
I mean, they went private in March, but they back up public now.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right, no doubt.
You know what I mean? But I've been telling people, man, the writing's on the wall, man. Like PlayStation, they're investing a lot of money when it comes into mobile, when it comes into PC. They acquired Bungie for whatever $2.6 million as a multi-platform acquisition, where they're going to be creating multi-platform games going forward. It's just right on the wall. You have MLB The Show now being multi-platform, being created by a PlayStation developer. You have these live services games that they plan to put out there. I'm assuming that they're going to like PC more so. We see in one of the other charts where it says like as far as like how they've been, their output when it comes to other platforms from PS4 to now, and you see that the PC and the mobile aspect has been growing. And if you look at 2025. It's almost not. It's not half the way when it comes to PS5 and PC, but it's damn well like a quarter of what the PS5 output is going to be in 2025. So I just feel like PlayStation, they're trying to grow their brand when it comes to these multi-platform. I necessarily don't think PlayStation needs to go multi-platform, but this is the direction that they're going. When they put up slides like Days Gone selling whatever, and they're making 20 billion from a game that doesn't sell no more on PlayStation, or God of War selling almost 1 million and making 22 or 24 billion, whatever, a million. They're going to look into that. They're going to invest more into it, and it's not going to be this test, or that they mentioned in the first place. It's going to be a full throttle moving forward. I'm not saying that their games are going to go day and day outside of the stuff like Bungie. That stuff is going to go day and date because Bungie themselves said it in their FAQ when they got acquired. Their next game is going to be on all platforms. So it's going to be looking like PlayStation. PlayStation Studios is going to have a day and date game on PC, but it's going to be on Xbox and Switch and all that. So the writing is just on the wall, man. Eventually, I feel like the money that's invested by putting these games on there, you might as well just embrace it. You're not going to invest all that money, not to say that, we're not going to fully embrace, this platform here. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I've never seen a business do that, but it is what it is, man. This is the new PlayStation, man. Hopefully it doesn't affect the games that they create, but we just got to wait and see.
All right. Shout out to the Ruhan with the super chat. He says, I'm up in here. Hit that like button. Shout out to the Ruhan, man. He's been here for a long time, bro. One of my boys, man. Long time subscriber, man. Love this dude, man. Been rocking out of us for a minute. All right. Persona. Yeah. How about you? What sense of pulse you got from all this? Whether it's from Xbox podcast, because that's the number one PlayStation podcast is Xbox podcast. They love us, right? Because that's the only way they can defend. Yeah, they love us, man. They love greatness, bro. So what sense of pulse have you got from all this?
So first off, with this whole thing that's happening, I said this a long time ago where, when I think it was Horizon Forbidden West, even before then, right? Yeah. Porter Rock, you've been around since the Facebook days, right? Yeah. So you remember when bang. Xbox bang bang and all those days, right? So you remember when Xbox was pivoting to putting shit on PC day and date, and everyone was making fun of it. Right, and like, oh yeah, this is not good, blah blah blah, and then here come PlayStation a couple years later doing it with Horizon, and I said, yo, y'all keep saying like, yo, there's no adverse reaction. It's all good. It's just old games. It's just old games. And I say, yo, I said if you give these companies an inch, they'll take a mile. Oh no, is you overreacting? You're still gonna get your precious exclusives, blah blah blah. Yeah. I said, all right, y'all gonna see. And then when Jim Ryan came out and said, oh, no adverse reaction from the community, I knew from that point on that this was going to be the strategy, especially once we started seeing God of War and we saw Uncharted and all these other games, old Days Gone, all these other games going. I'm like, yeah, I mean, it ain't no fucking test no more. It's reality. So in terms of the strategy now, based off what I've seen with like their marketing and things like that, and what they're talking about when it comes to PlayStation 5. With PlayStation 5, PlayStation is talking about they want to capture 50% of the market share on the PlayStation 5. Currently, they're at 45%. If you're trying to get to 50+%, not even 50 plus, so they're trying to be above 50. Yeah. If you're trying to get to 50% or more of the console market spending and market share, the way you do that is, in my opinion, by putting exclusive games on there, locking down third-party deals and things like that. Okay. But I think when it comes to PC, I think the 10 to 12 live service games that are going to be coming out, I think that's where a lot of that big chunk that we see in the slides, I think that's what a lot of that is. I would argue that all of those live service games are going to be on PC. Now, in terms of the games like God of War and Spider-Man 2, Wolverine, and those things, I think at this point those games will still get the movie treatment, where like 6 months to a year they're released on PlayStation 5 and then at a later point move to PC, right? But at this point, it's a part of their entire corporate strategy, their corporate structure. So it's clear that this is something that's happening. And I'm more in a I told you so mood. I'm not surprised anymore. I'm still a little pissed off because PlayStation, they get boneheaded like this. And then when sales start declining, if they start declining, they're going to wonder why. And it's like, why, right? People keep saying, oh, well, because you got people trying to say exclusives aren't that big of a deal, because of Call of Duty and sports titles selling all of these big numbers. Like, Call of Duty sold 25 million. And I was like, yeah, that's 25 million across 4 different console brands and a PC, right? Compared to God of War or Spider-Man or something like that sold 20 million on one console. You know what I'm saying? You've got third-party games that have millions and millions being put into the budget that can't even do half that on multiple platforms, right? So it's like when you're looking at PlayStation's success when it comes to their first-party titles, splitting that up like that is definitely going to hurt sales. Now, it might not hurt the sales in a way where it's like, yo, like, oh man, we need to stop this right away. Yeah. But I think you will see some type of decline. Okay.
All right. Good point. Great points. Love it. What if I told you guys is worse than that? Than what you guys are saying? Well, all right. So if everybody look in the screen, I'm gonna share my screen. So first, let me help you out with the mobile strategy. Nobody really touched on that much. But I'm gonna share my screen. I want to see if everybody is able to see it. It's gonna obviously there's a little lag between YouTube and the voice conversation, but let me know if you see the screen that says mobile strategy. If it's up on,
it's not up yet.
It's not up yet. Yeah, give it. It's usually like a little lag. With the
but I know the slides pretty well because I talked to, so you could go ahead and just talk about it.
So just for the chat, but let me know just so that way the chat could pretty much. All right. So anyway, so as far as mobile strategy, I have no concerns. In my opinion, because when Microsoft announced their mobile strategy, I said that's the wrong way, because their strategy of we're just gonna take console games and stream it to phone games, and phone gamers are gonna like that. And I'm like, yo, why are they treating phone gamers as if they don't know what they like? They're mobile gamers for a reason. They too want their exclusives. They too want their games that cater to them on their platform, and they want to play it natively. Granted, they're not advanced AAAs like what we have, but they like what they like. Hence why they're mobile gamers, So shoehorning Gears of War 5 or whatever, it's not going to work. Because those gamers know Gears of War 5 exists or whatever. Or Halo or God of War or whatever. And if they really wanted to play those games, they would play them on the consoles that they have. They're not playing those games because they don't have access on their phone. It's because that's not what they're interested in. They're interested in the shit phone provides. Or Sony's strategy to make revenue off of mobile, which they're doing it the right way, is they're going to focus on a mobile strategy. So Jim Ryan laid out the 3 plans. They're going to get with code development on top IP industry leaders, which is phone, developers. They're going to establish their own internal studios that are specific to mobile gaming. And they're going to create world-class publishing teams for mobile. So they're pretty much going to create a PlayStation mobile-centric sector of PlayStation with their own developers. So the very thing they're doing with their consoles, they're going to do with their phones. More mobile devices.
Which they already created a studio. It just haven't really announced the games on it yet.
Yeah, so I'm cool with that. Because to me, that doesn't really impact PlayStation console. In fact, that's the right way to do it. Don't try to force PlayStation consoles to cater to mobile gamers. Do something specific to them. Give them what they want. I'm cool with that. Create these. Even if you use PlayStation IPs, but you create a specific mobile version of God of War. If you want to play that, play that. But I think that's cool. So their mobile strategy, to me, that makes sense. That's how you grow mobile gaming. That's how you're going to win. This is where...
They had a good start. PS4, because they had like a NAC game and they had like an Uncharted runner game. I mean, it was Uncharted NAC, but it wasn't like the actual game. It was like a puzzle NAC game that helps you get certain items in the NAC game. Yeah. But Uncharted had like the Surfway running game. Uncharted was like that running game like that where Drake was just running, you was collecting whatever.
They also have a game that's like $1 billion franchise. I forgot what it's called.
Oh, you're talking about the Fate
series. Yeah, Fate Grand Order. Yeah, so you create, and it's not a hard concept. If you're trying to attract a certain group of gamers within a platform, cater to them, make them exclusives, make games for them, and they will buy your stuff. So the mobile strategy, I'm not concerned about. Of course, if you listen to Xbox podcasts, they're trying to say that Sony's doing mobile strategy the way Xbox is. No, that's not, because Xbox initial mobile strategy was xCloud. That's their mobile strategy. Put Game Pass on mobile and boom. That's not what Sony's doing. Sony's actually creating content. So Sony's actually putting in the work. They're doing it the right way. So the mobile gamers are going to benefit. But what I really want to do, and I'll prep the stage with slide 17, is this. So listening to Jim Ryan, he talked about this, the free-to-play and the significance of PlayStation, right? Of these free-to-play games. Going from FY16, free-to-play revenue made up 5% of the revenue the PlayStation Store spent. So 5% of what people paid, or spent on PlayStation Store, free to play only made up about 5%. That jumped to 25% in fiscal year 21. And it's primarily powered by those games. Fortnite, Genshin Impact, Call of Duty Warzone, Apex Legends, and Rocket League are some examples of what free to play content, so pretty much 25% of what people spend is pretty much tied to free-to-play games, right? And Sony sees that thing's going to grow even bigger. So Sony's future, or what Jim Ryan sees, is that add-on content is the main revenue driver, or will be the main revenue driver. And this is why I said it's actually worse than what we're predicting. Like, I wish it was just simply multiplayer going on PC. I'll be honest, I will take that versus what I'm about to show you guys. And this is what I'm about to show you. I think it's 31. Okay? Look to the far right of this screen. Don't worry about the projected gaming growth, but look more. Well, you can look at the projected gaming growth. If you notice digital add-on, notice they're projecting by 25, majority of the money is going to come from digital add-on. Even compared to software sales of physical and digital combined. They're projecting that in calendar year 25, the combined software sales of physical and digital is only going to be about 17 billion, while add-ons 24 billion. So to them, add-on is the future of revenue growth. Because of this, if you look on the right-hand slide, in fiscal year 19, 88% of the gaming budget was towards traditional. And traditional is games like, Last of Us, Days Gone, Spider-Man, what we know, what we love. The narrative storytelling games that we love. Sony invested 88% of the budget towards that, and only 12% of the budget towards live service. This fiscal year, these games that we love is only getting 51% of the budget. 49% of the budget is going to go towards live service game. And if you notice by FY25, 55% of the budget is going to go to live service games. And only 45% of the budget is going to go towards the games that we like. Now, if you notice the blue level is kind of nominal. So by FY25, you're still going to see a little bit of overall money, but when you think about it, the games that we love about PlayStation is going to take a backseat to live service games. Live service games is going to be the main face of PlayStation by 2025. That's what it is. And that right there, I'll be honest, I'll take day and date PC before somebody tells me the face of PlayStation is live service.
This is one of the slides I was mentioning when I was talking about the chart or the bar.
Yeah, but when you think about it, by 2025, PlayStation is going to be the multiplayer console. It's the games as a service console. So the shit, and this is what pisses me off.
The fact that live service is overthrowing traditional, that's disgusting, bro.
That's what's pissing me off. Like, I'd rather have day and date PC, but still be the very thing that got you to this point, which is the story-driven, single-player. That's what made you popping. That's what separated you from everybody else.
Yeah.
By 2025, PlayStation could just be the live service console, and everything else is a backseat. Like, they'll still make it, but it won't be the face of PlayStation. What's going to be the face of PlayStation? Who knows what fucking game? Some weird multiplayer, live service, Fortnite clone. Who the fuck knows?
Listen, they don't even know what door they opening up when it comes to this whole live service stuff. Because like I said before, ain't no real PlayStation fan gonna be like, yo, I'm paying to pay online while you putting these games multi-platform. They ain't paying nothing to play this game. You all crazy.
But tell me that shit ain't messed up. Like, yo, look at. Let me go back. Hey, let me do a super chat.
Even if it's okay, go ahead.
Yeah, shout out to Vedra. He said PS have been growing 100% in a couple of years with double teams, and with that doubling their output, which should automatically raise PC porting regardless. Most third parties can be happy to grow 15-30%. And I'm not knocking PlayStation's revenue growth, but Jim Ryan is literally telling us right now that the future of PlayStation is live service game. That is the face of PlayStation. Not what he's doing. I could understand adding live service as because people did make good points. PlayStation do need multiplayer games. They need to expand their portfolios. But here we are asking like, yo, Sony should buy a Japanese studio so we can have some JRPG. They don't give a fuck about that. JRPGs, they ain't trying to hear that shit unless it's a live service game. You know how much money they're gonna invest in the live service? According to think of a number. How much billions you think Sony's gonna invest into growing? Their portfolio?
At least 20 billion or more.
What do you think, Jay Barry?
I don't have a number.
Guess. Yeah, just a guess.
I know it's gonna be a lot.
A gut feeling. A gut check. If you had to spit it out, like spit your bars.
I'm gonna say about a billion or two.
Yeah, 40 billion.
Jesus,
Jim Ryan.
I'm way off.
Jim Ryan, 40 billion, and it's primarily live service. When you think about it, how much was Bethesda?
3.6.
3.6.
When they bought, how much did Microsoft pay Bethesda? 7 billion.
Oh, you talking about when Microsoft?
Yeah, when Microsoft bought Bethesda.
Oh, Bethesda. I thought you said Bungie.
Oh, no, but yeah, Bethesda.
Seven.
Yeah, like 7. No, man. You need
7 billion.
Yeah, 7 billion. And how much they're about to? And they're about to pay what? 90 billion for Activision.
No,
Sony.
They're about to play about 69.
69.
Close to 70.
Sony's about to drop 40 billion on new gaming, and majority of it's gonna go majority is gonna go to live service. Yo, bro, I mean, $40 billion on new experiences, but it's going to live service.
I mean, granted, that's over 3 years, but even so, it's like, I feel like that 20 billion, that can go into some acquisitions, man.
Yo,
not even acquisition. That can go into like some what you're known for, single player narrative driven games.
Yeah,
that 40
or even third party like deals, all that shit.
Yeah, 40,
I don't know. I just feel like that seems strange to put over 40 billion into
40
live
billion.
service.
I've heard the man themselves. In fact, let me.
But this is the thing though. My whole thing too. Why this worries me is because putting that 40 billion into there, and if that 40 billion, if they don't see no return on investment on them 12 games, that's going to hurt the entire brand, because now they're going to have to cut back on doing third-party deals, cut back on, putting out single-player games as frequently. That could potentially be a snowball effect. That's why I'm very worried about that.
You right on, bro, because that's the thing. I understand they got Bungie, right? But they're literally betting the bank on live service games. Like, they can't, like, grow, like, all right, let's like, I can understand if we're looking at this chart, right? And, I mean, look how fast they cut the budget for FY22. Like, FY22, I would be like, all right, let's give live service game, like, a 25% budget and, 75% traditional, and then slow it down. But they went hard. Like, this fiscal year, right now, that just began, 49% of the budget is going towards live service games, right off the cuff. With no guarantee that any of these games are even going to be successful.
This is my theory, though. I think when it comes to, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
Because right now you're thinking, man, this can't be happening, bro. Like, yo.
No, honestly, P-Rock, I'm exhausted. I think when it comes to the one or two, because there's supposed to be, I think, between 2 and 3 live service games releasing within fiscal year 23. So between now and March of 2023, we're supposed to be getting 2 or 3 live service games. So I think part of the strategy with PlayStation, and I think this might be like a test run, but if those 3 live service games don't hit, I do think PlayStation might pivot a little bit and dial that number back.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm right now. I'm almost like, if their plan is for live service games to overtake and be the face of PlayStation, I'll be honest, man. I want them fucking live service games to fail. I'll be honest. Because I'm going to be honest. As selfish as I am, I hope those live service games just fucking bomb. I know it's ashamed because I'm afraid if them shits hit, that shit will be like, hell, let's accelerate this even faster. Why wait till 2025 for 55%? Fuck it. We'll do 75% in 2024. And we might get 1 or 2 or a few, the games that we love, even less. Because more and more live service games are being produced versus the shit that put PlayStation on the map. And now you guys are seeing what I'm saying by, to me, this is worse than day and date on PC, in my opinion. Because my only issue, I'll be honest, with day and date PC is specifically to the console. And what I mean by that is not other people get to play the game. In fact, that logic is dumb. Like, I don't get the whole, you don't like other people enjoying a game. I'm like, what are you talking about? People could enjoy it whatever game. They just buy the game and buy the money.
Console,
like,
man.
I don't get that. That's not my issue with day and date PC. My issue with day and date PC is Sony created a console. They created specifically for their vision. If they make games day and date on PC, that means they're telling the developers they have to worry about PlayStation consoles and PC hardware of various specs. That means PS5,
that's why I'm saying that. Yeah. I think when it comes to the whole day and date thing, I do not. That's something that I'm like maybe 65% confident, maybe 70% confident they wouldn't do that, just because of that exact thing. Exactly. Where I think one of 2 things will happen, in my opinion. This is just my theory. If they do decide, hey, look, go day and date 100%, they'll have another team that kind of takes over the PC side of things. But what I do think they'll do is, again, a 6 months to a year time, put it on PC and have another team be the ones that does the port. Kind of like what they did with Horizon, what they did with God of War, and what they did with Days Gone. None of the main teams that made those games handled those ports. Other teams did that.
Right. Separate Evans says Sony didn't create the console, AMD did it. No, Sony created a console.
Mark Sony created this console.
AMD just provided the parts. Sony put it together. Yeah, Separate Evans. Yeah, AMD is just
that man need to be timed out.
Yeah, AMD's just created the parts. Sony decided how and what to do the parts. If it was AMD, then the Xbox and the PlayStation would be exactly the same. But they're not. Exactly. It's because each company specifically want things to design. My thing is, though, the day and date, all that does is it makes the console just another device in an environment of multi-platform. It would make the first party a multi-platform dev, right? I mean, that's really the thing. If you do day and date, you're worrying about the various minimum specs of PC and the various specs of PC. You're worried about your console all at the same time, and all the games have to come out at the same time. That's multi-platform development. Neither device is going to get a priority. And that's the thing about day-and-day PC for me. It's turning first-party devs into multi-platform devs for the sake of the game being everywhere. Therefore, you're really shortchanging the console. You're not focusing on the console. I personally don't believe if Sony goes day and date with everything that the PlayStation console will have that level of priority as compared to if they only make the game specifically for the PS5 console. I just don't see that. I just see them now as multi-platform devs. That's my thing with day and date PC. But this shit is much worse. Sony changing their whole, slowly but surely changing their whole priority because they're going after the add-on revenue. They're going after the money transaction revenue because they see you make more money on add-ons versus actual game sales. While you can't argue with the data, but I'm like, holy shit, bro. Like, fuck. Like,
you know what's funny
I don't know
about
what
this,
to
yo?
say, man.
You know what's funny about this? I remember I did a speak from the heart, and I was telling people this joint, right? I said, yo, what do you think is going to take the priority if this jump becomes successful? And they were telling me, nah, Jay Bart, what are you talking about? Nah, look at this goddamn chart.
Listen.
They let you know that, yo, this is going to be the priority because this got 55% compared to what?
If people think I'm bullshitting, like, you can see the link here. You just got to type in, you just go to Google, type in Sony IR Day 2022, right? Mm-hmm. And it will literally, you can literally listen to Jim Ryan in a 40-minute, and he does so the first 20 minutes is him talking directly to the investors, and he shows each and every one of these charts. So I listen to the man, bro. It's happening. The man is pushing. This is the direction they're going for the future. Live services. They feel they're predicting that by 2025, majority of their money is going to come from add-on. It's going to dwarf the combined software sales of digital and physical at the same time. So they're going to feel these live service, free to play, whatever they have visioning. That's really what's going to grow. I mean, look at it. They're predicting just digital add-on is going to be $24 billion. Right now, the entire revenue of PlayStation is around $24-25 billion. When you think about it. They are all in with this bullshit. And that is what I'm trying to say is, to me, this is a worse future than multi-platform development. Because they literally, like, how is the world going to look? Because if you look at the blue, right? The budget's going to increase a little bit because obviously 45% of a bigger budget is more money than 88%, but it's not by much when you look at the chart. The live service game right here, look how big that box is, man. How much money in 2025 is live service going to get? And here's the crazy part. Do you really need to invest that much money in live service? Because last time I checked, you release a live service game, it just keeps running. You just do updates. You create stupid dances, maybe an expansion pack. Like, it's not like you're do a whole new development. So, in my opinion, the reason why it's getting 55% is because they're going to create even more new IPs that are live service based. We could have like 15, 16 live service games from Sony first party.
Don't want that.
Bro, man, like, you can't be happy with 4 or 5? Like, even Epic only has one, right? How many live service games Epic got? Fortnite.
Not all live service games hit. That's for them to put that much money into it. I don't know. Maybe is this coming from first party and third party deals and all that stuff? Where they're locking down exclusive with this money.
Did this say this is what they're gonna invest in? So it could be a combination of third party and first party, but the whole point is the dollars.
Yeah.
So this is the gaming budget. We know where the gaming budget is gonna go to, and you see how fast they're doing it.
That's wild.
This shit is wild, bro. Like, god damn, bro. And that's what I was trying to say. In my opinion, the future is worse than, worrying about Xbox. That's not even a concern, bro. Sony's not doing this Xbox strategy. They're all in on that live service game big time, bro. They're gonna put crazy money into this shit, bro. And it's like, the fuck. So, hey, chat, I keep it real with you, bro. But, hey, I'm going to keep it real with you guys, man. I heard this shit specifically, bro. PlayStation's going to change. And we're not talking about Microsoft strategy. No, in fact, boy, I would take that strategy over this. But the reality is, live service games by the end of this generation, PlayStation's the face of PlayStation 5. Well, I will say this. By the end of this generation, live service game will be the new face of PlayStation. And going into the PlayStation 6, it's, I would say, the live service console. The PlayStation 6 most likely will be the live service. If this is successful, PlayStation 6 will be the live service console. And I could just imagine these new gamers. Man, I love PlayStation. They make the best live service games. And you're going to look at them like, who the fuck is you, bro? Like, who is this dude? Like, you're going to have these new PlayStation gamers that's like going to pretend PlayStation's always been about. You know what I'm talking about. They're going to be about this live service, and they're gonna make it sound like PlayStation's always been about that life. Yo, this shit is crazy, bro. Let me see. I think I got another super chat. Man, I know you two sound quiet. I'm sorry doing this to you, bro. I didn't mean to. Yo, it almost sounds like a funeral, bro. Yo, if you can name your podcast, What's Up Live Service?
Yo, pretty much. That's what it's gonna be called.
What's Up Live Service? That's what. Yo, it's just crazy. Yo, Okie, yo, my man said PS5 might be my last console. I mean, if I can get all of PS and Xbox games on PC, what the fuck would be the point of having a console? Not to mention all the storefronts and emulators you have access to on PC. I'm there with you, bro. I'm gonna be a PC master race. You know. But hey, let's talk about the next topic. I don't have a graphic for this, but so apparently, Gaz think maybe went on RDX. And he's getting word that, oh no, I do have graphics. I'm sorry. I always have the graphics. Hold on. Let me put it up on the screen. Apparently, things are not going so well with the development of Fable. Apparently, and this is from guys, Game On Daily, he has his podcast and stuff. But apparently, Fable had to be scaled down because the team had trouble building the game on Forza Tech. Likely still using Forza Tech, the gameplay mechanics they designed could not be retrofitted into the engine. They didn't have the expertise with the open world gameplay involving the mechanics they wanted to implement, so they need to bring in more developers. But that, I don't think that's like a negative, because didn't Gorilla do that? They hired the Witcher devs. So I think that would be normal if you get experts on certain mechanics.
Nah, P-Rod.
I'm being nice. I'm damage controlling. I'm damage controlling.
You being too nice, man. Where the OP Rock at?
Nah. You just like give them no love. Give them no love. Nah, they garbage. All right.
No, it would be a different. If this was the first time we hearing that when it comes to an Xbox games, then okay, cool. But this is a common thing that's going on with Xbox, where they have to bring in outside external help for their goddamn games, bro. Man. And they got 30-something studios.
So Jay Barry acting like J. Cole. He's like, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. Jay Barry giving me like, yo, Puerto Rock, don't save her, man. She ain't want to be saved.
Bro, something not right. Something not right in the water over there, man. Something is not right.
And the last thing is, it's likely further away than people expect, but still ultimately nothing to worry about.
You see what I mean with that very forgiving that these people.
Nothing to worry about,
bro.
We good.
These people are so forgiving and understanding of like shit that just looks and sounds like this the developmental hell. Oh, but this is fine. Nothing.
The kitchen's on fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
The kids are trapped in the bathroom. It'll all work out, dog. It'll work out.
Bro. Like, yo, listen, man. Like, we gotta like. This is like the third time that we've seen. Like, first was Halo Infinite. Then it was the bullshit with
Perfect Dark.
Initiative.
Then it was Initiative. Yeah, Initiative. And then it was Fable with Val. It was, I forget what other game, but then it's this with Fable and all this bullshit.
Bethesda and Redfall.
Oh yeah, Bethesda with Red. Yeah, there we go.
You talking about that game? They don't have the concept yet. What's the game called?
How you
They removed ray tracing from Minecraft. Now they claim it. It was a mistake. It was never meant to be on it.
How is it that you got like 4 or 5 or 6 of the some of the most well known or high expertise when it comes to Western RPGs, and your teams are struggling like this, bro. That does not make sense to me, bro. Is Bethesda not talking with other Xbox teams? Do they not all talk? How are you having these types of problems? These types of problems should be non-existent, even if it is a team that's just starting out, because you got such a large pool of people that you can pull in and be like, yo, I need your help.
They got Obsidian.
Or I need some type of ideas or whatever. That's what you got
Obsidian and Bethesda.
Like
two permanent RPG.
The Xbox Series X is not a next gen console. They was hyping up that whole velocity architecture crap, but now every goddamn game they got a downscale. Every time I hear that word, downscale. This new Halo information, downscale. Why they keep downscaling their games? Is this velocity architecture supposed to be the bee's knees of gaming?
They got 52 CUs.
Yeah, 52 exactly.
Full
52 CUs.
Full RDNA 2.
Full RDNA 2.
VRS Tier 3.
Hardware based ray tracing, and we don't see not one lick.
Mesh shaders.
This joint is embarrassing, bro. These guys, this console about to be out for almost 2 years now, and they are yet to have a next gen experience from Xbox Studios. This is wild, bro.
Yo, this shit is crazy, man. I never seen a console feel so bad at launching, man. Like literally, the only relevant thing that Xbox is doing this gen, the only relevant thing, and it's not even technically the console, is Game Pass. And you technically don't even have Xbox Series X for that. Like, they didn't have to release any console if it was just gonna be Game Pass. You just put it on PC, do xCloud, and you're good. Like literally, the console is doing nothing.
P-Rock, I said this when the console first came out, Bar. You remember? I said, I think when it comes to Xbox, they put out this Series S and X like this as a fuck you to the gaming industry. I'm dead ass. I really feel like that because the between the two SKUs, it's so vastly different. And one is such a bottleneck and just hindering. I really think the biggest problem here is like the devs, what they're trying to build. That S can't handle that, man. I'm dead ass, bro. I don't think that S can handle it. So they're trying to compensate and do all these other tricks and shit, and it ain't working, bro.
Their issues is layered, bro. Is the S is the actual development studios. Because they can't get a goddamn game out. It's just layer after layer after layer when it comes to this goddamn platform, man. It's embarrassing.
Yo, this platform, right? Even before the Xbox Series platform, last gen, they had problems getting games out for just for the console.
Mm-hmm.
Before they decided to do their PC, they were having problems pushing content just exclusively for the console. Now these guys said, no, we'll get this fixed, but we're going to add PC environments and we're going to split this weird-ass console dynamic all at the same time while we're going to figure out how to get you games. Like, these dudes, dudes did too much.
Hold on, add another one while also putting shit in a subsidized service.
Yeah, and xCloud. And we're going to throw in cloud.
While putting the shit in a sub-service.
And we're going to make sure it works on the phone. We're gonna make sure it works on the phone too.
I feel like Xbox care more about their older games than the new shit that's coming out because they put all this care up in the resolution, the frame rate for these older games, HDR and these older games, but they can't put out a goddamn new game for nothing.
No,
you know what I mean?
Listen, like I know I'd be on my bullshit, but like look at the Xbox One, right? Xbox One had issues. But even at the time, I was like, it's beer. Even J Bar, we'd say this all the time. You warned me not to get it. But even I'm like, listen, I understand we talk shit online or whatever. It's not that bad. And you were like, no, bro, it's really that bad. You even said you bought 3 of them and you had to keep getting rid of them. But I bought it. It didn't end up bad. But this gen, I can't even defend Xbox Series platform. I can't. It is the most lackluster device I have ever seen in gaming. Like, the only shit, like, it literally does, like, you really gonna tell me quick resume? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's the same UI, same controller. Oh, but quick resume? No. Like, literally, these consoles are doing nothing for next generation. If it wasn't for Game Pass, Xbox would have nothing to talk about this gen. Literally, Game Pass is saving them to be relevant. Game Pass is literally the one thing that Xbox is saving Xbox. It's a system where gamers don't have to buy games. They could finally admit, and we've known about this. We've been doing this for a long time, right? And we all said Xbox gamers, majority of them don't buy games. They don't buy games. So now they got a system where they can play all these games without actually having to buy them. It's perfect for them. It caters to the community that we knew they were always this way. Like this is
that's why with Redfall and Starfield delayed, instead of people saying, all right, I'll just buy the third party games, they trying to figure out how Game Pass could still look good for the year by saying they need to buy Gotham Knights and put it in the service. I'm like, what?
And they say,
instead of just saying I'll just buy third party games, you want them to put Gotham Knights in a damn service. What kind of shit is that?
And they are saying that's how Microsoft can fix it. And I don't.
They want to put a Band-Aid over the issue of first party can't deliver in a game.
But that's not even a Band-Aid because it's like Gotham Knights is still available on Xbox. You're going to be playing it. So how is a game on Game Pass a fix to a game you're not going to get? Like the game was like I don't understand the logic because Gotham Knights is it's on Xbox. How does putting it on Game Pass fix the fact that you don't have exclusive content for your console? Like you're getting less games. How does that?
It go deeper than that.
I can understand if I don't get it. I can understand Microsoft. I can understand if maybe they're saying, "Hey, Microsoft better put a bag and make Forspoken come to Xbox." I get that. Where now Microsoft's like, "Hey, Square Enix, we understand you have this deal. We'll triple that. We just want the game on Xbox." Then I could maybe understand that. Square Enix now says, "Hey, Forspoken will be available on Xbox on launch day as well." That I could get because they're getting something. But asking
they're telling you about a game. They're telling you about a game that they want in the service that they don't even care about.
That's
people with the gameplay for Gotham Knights came out. They said the gameplay looked trash, the game looked garbage, it don't look next gen. But this is shit they talk about need to go on the service. Come on, man, cut it out.
They're mentioning anything, Hogwarts, whatever, Call of Duty. They're mentioning anything. Like they just want anything on Game Pass, and that will fix getting less games. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense, man. Like you're not playing anything new, you're not playing anything different. Like literally. Let's put it this way. If you got a gamer, right? If a gamer has a PS5 and they bought a PS5 and they get rid of their PS5 and they go to Xbox, they are literally in the worst position this year. Because now they're getting less games and the only really viable games you're going to play, you could have played on your PS5. Now, if you do the opposite, if you're an Xbox Series X gamer and you said, you know what, whatever, you shelve it and you put a PS5, you still have access to those games, Gotham Knights, Hogwarts, Madden, 2K, Call of Duty. But you got even more games. You got the games that just came out. Horizon Forbidden West, Sifu, Gran Turismo, if you're into that. And you're going to get Forbidden. You're going to get Forspoken. And potentially, if everything goes well, God of War. Your situation only improves going from Xbox to PlayStation. While if you do the opposite, it's worse. You're like, holy shit, this shit is bad. Like, I literally screwed myself over because there's no future for 2022. You see what I'm saying? Yo, bro, I'm telling you, this is on the real. Xbox consoles, this gen is the most lackluster shit I have seen in gaming, period. Even the Xbox One was not this bad. At least they had new content. They got third-party deals from Dead Rising. They released Rise, Sunset Overdrive. Granted, they're not super breakout hits. They got to deal with Titanfall. But it's content. This motherfucker got nothing, bro. This shit is crazy.
The only thing I say that was bad was the that Scorpio console because they dropped that. Yeah. They didn't really take advantage of that. Yeah, the One X.
And they're repeating the same thing. They repeated the same goddamn thing, right? So now with this news with like, and I think Persona or was it UJ Bari? They have access to RPG studios, some of the best in their genre.
Yeah, Obsidian
knows open world Western RPGs. Bethesda, Fallout, Elder Scrolls, They're working on Starfield. They know what the hell they're doing. Like, yo, what is this is crazy.
Yeah, that's why I'm questioning, like, why are you going to, like, external studios? You got all of this. You got all these studios within yourself, but you don't ask for advice. They don't help you out. Like, you hear that all the time when it comes to PlayStation games. Like, PlayStation, they're always going back and forth for the studios and sharing their technologies and all that stuff. But Xbox, it seems like everybody on their own island or something.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Hell, they bought Bungie for that. Sony's like, hey, we're not really good at live service games. We're going to get some expertise. Like, yo, this is crazy, bro. But, so overall, is it safe to say that these pure car developing developers are like B-list developers? Can we all admit that?
Yeah, I'm going to say something corny, P-Rock. I'm going to say something corny.
What I'm saying? I'm even going to throw Prolifically Digital. Like, if Prolifically Digital try to make an RPG, they will fuck it up. Like, they're like football players, but you got to play in Canada. You can't play in the NFL.
I'm going to say something corny. They should stay in their lane.
I'll say this, man, because I always think if a developer wants to kind of level up and spread their wings and try to make something more unique, unique or different,
give them the chance. Right?
I welcome that, but I think the difference between what Guerrilla did and what we see here with a number of studios under Xbox, it seems like they're struggling, and so that's not really giving a lot of gamers confidence. So I think when some of these games might be coming in hot.
like Mayday, we're coming in hot. Clear the landing, yo. And I think so. And I think to add, as if there's not enough salt that we're putting on this wound. So one of a lead from Halo left like 5 days ago. Let me look at it.
Oh yeah, 3 days ago.
What?
The design lead for 343 left.
Like what the fuck? Like who's left in 343?
Yo, you know what's crazy though, P-Rock? I had a feeling that a lot of devs at that team on 343, I knew they were going. I had a feeling and this is funny. This is the funny thing, because a lead, that's a big position, so that's gonna get it's the type of article.
Yeah, it's not the contractor, right? It's not like the contractors.
No, but this is the thing. I'm willing to bet that devs and contractors are also leaving. They're just highlighting the leads and stuff or the managers because that's a large position. Yeah, I'm willing to bet that devs are leaving as well. I'm willing to bet that.
So specifically says Halo Infinite's head of design has left 343 Industries.
Crazy.
Oh. Yo, listen, man. Nobody's trying to create games for 3-5 years and then have their shit go on the Game Pass.
Nobody's trying to do that, bro.
Project Cloud is up here. Hey, what do you think about that? He goes, Halo Infinite's head of design leaves following departure of multiplayer design. So the multiplayer design director left, and now the Halo Infinite head of design left within a span of 2 weeks. What is going on in 343?
See, but this is the thing, though, P-Rock. When you see in leads like that leave, that means that there's a lot of friction in that upper management of like how that boat's supposed to be going, like the direction. There's a lot of friction because 1 or 2 leads leaving. All right, cool, like whatever, bro. There's been quite a few people that left, man. A couple.
Oh my God! Hey, Project Cloud, what you got? Let's hear some damage control.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. The game came out in December. I didn't lead in like December or January.
He tried. Listen,
getting no money for their goddamn game.
Listen, he tried. He's like, listen. I'm gonna pick myself.
What is he designing?
I'm gonna pick up my bootstrap. Well, maybe he should probably have some design future. Like, who's gonna design the future content? Or like, is this it? Like, so from this point on, it's nothing but dance moves and cat ears.
You know why he didn't leave in December? Because he's like, you know what? Let me see if this Game Pass shit gonna stick. Like, nope.
He like, sorry.
Yeah, he wanted to see if it's gonna pan out.
He said,
he see the vision. He like, nah, this shit ain't going nowhere. Let me get the fuck out of here.
Let me get the fuck, man. These guys ain't gonna have a console by the end of the gen. Hold up. Shout out to Tony Kennedy. Wait, here's up. Super chat. He said, shout out to Tony Kennedy. He said that dude saw them bunny ears and said, hell nah. They told him, yo, we need you to make cattails, and he like, bro, I ain't spend $100,000 in collegiate education to make a goddamn cattail for this stupid ass game. Ain't nobody playing it, man. F this shit. I'm out.
You making jokes? Hey, yo, you making jokes? Because I know some of the Halo veterans did stay to work with 343. Yo, real talk. That cat air bullshit and all that bullshit they doing with Halo, I think some of them old school devs is like, man, what is this bullshit? Let me get up out of here.
I went 4 years of college in design. I have decades of experience to make some goddamn cat ears? You out your goddamn mind.
Another like 2 or 3 years. Put the content there. You got to get money somewhere.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Cloud, but, what is going on here? What are they doing?
Yeah. So I don't know. Did this designer have a vision to change it from Halo Infinite to Halo Finite?
Well, not anymore. My man, whatever his vision, he's like, I'm done. He's like, I quit. Yo, the janitor, you got this. He's out.
The janitor quit too. He cleaning Sony studios.
He's like, listen, I was hired to clean up some shit, but this is some shit that I can't clean up.
I need to work at PlayStation.
He's like, bro, I don't do Windows. Y'all on your own. Even the janitor left.
Yeah.
Yo, that shit is crazy, man. Like, yo, everything is just. I'm sorry, man, but Xbox launched in the most lackluster. This is a bad first 2 years for Xbox. I don't give yo, when it's bad when you're hyping games that you can't even play on your console, like Deathloop, Age of Empires. You're happy that Microsoft.
You know it's bad when people say Tunic is game of the year.
Oh shit! Oh my god, this shit is bad, bro. I don't know what to say, man. Hit the like button. But yeah, those are my last topics. I know the dynamic duo is tired, but hey, anybody got anything else before we cut out? Nope. We good? Well, that's it. Hey, I hope everybody enjoyed the show. We got the dynamic duo. Hey, J Barry, Persona, let them know where true PlayStation fans can be on Saturdays. Let them know.
Y'all could be at the park and learn some social skills, but if you don't want to do that, come on over to What's Up PlayStation Podcast, and I mean me and my bro Persona, man. Where we host a PlayStation Central podcast, keeping it PlayStation over there, and it's going to be a good one this week, man, because we got the state of play. Let P-Rock, me and Persona going to let P-Rock personally know that he is wrong. God of War is going to be there.
Man, not there, man.
Hey, yo, real talk, Barry. I don't know if I can dial that hill with you, bro. Shut my ass down.
You see how they treat me?
Listen, bro. Shuhei Yoshida shut me down, Barry. I came down that hill with you, brother.
He was about to block Persona. He's like, ask me one more again about God of War. I'm telling you, you seen 30 Days a Night?
Yeah.
So you know the scene where they're using that chick as the bait, and it didn't work. So then the vampire's gonna kill her, and she's praying, and the guy goes, "There is no God."
Yeah.
Jabari, there is no God.
There's no God of War.
There's no God of War. You're not getting it.
Listen. Let me tell you something. I told Persona already. I told Persona already. No matter what, if God of War not a State of Play, I'm still right because it's going to be a part of the Summer Game Fest, and State of Play is part of the Summer Game Fest. So I'm right.
This dude found a way out. You know, J Bar's from the Bronx. He found a way out from the bet. He found the way out from the bet. He's like, what I bet was like, nah, player, you didn't bet that.
Absolutely.
Hey man, look, sometimes you just gotta, you know what I mean, make shit
roll with the punches.
Oh shit, okay.
Nah, but listen, man, I definitely appreciate you having me, P-Rock. This Thursday, I'm doing live reactions to State of Play on my channel, Gaming with Persona, and then obviously, What's Up PlayStation YouTube channel. Definitely subscribe and check us out every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Listen, this Saturday episode gonna be fire, regardless, because Final Fantasy 16 getting shown here, so it's gonna be a lot to talk about between me and Barry. Trust and believe. We're gonna be going over that trailer with a fine-tooth comb. So. But I appreciate y'all. Appreciate the chat. Hit the like button, share the stream out, and I hope y'all have a great night.
All right, take care. Right, and Project, I know you showed up late, busy man. You missed a lot. I'm telling you, Project, you missed some great combos, man. But of course, we end off the show with Xbox is trash, so that's okay. You made it for that.
All right. We'll just wait till E3, right?
Wait for E3. In fact, when is it? June 12th? June 12th, right? Is the Xbox show?
Yeah.
So that's not far. So 13 more days. 13 more days. That's on a Sunday.
Yo, if they don't knock it out the park, bro, Twitter gonna be a bloodbath, man.
Oh man,
It's gonna be a bloodbath.
Oh man, if they primarily show indies, I'ma laugh. I might even live stream that just because.
It's getting live stream.
Just for the fuckery. Just for
Absolutely.
the fuckery. Oh man. Anyway, everybody, hey, I hope you enjoyed the show. Hit the like button on your way out. This is your only friend, these YouTube streets, Porter Rock 77, and we are out of here. Peace.